Isn't this beautiful? It's 7:30 in the morning. It's the first day of spring, and I'm walking Beans. Here he is. Here he is. Can you see him? He's just having a great time, sniffing away, not a care in the world. Probably doesn't even know I'm here. I just thought I'd share this with you because, well, it's very quiet. There's not anyone here, and I just wanted to do a video and explain to you the story behind the video that I'm going to shoot later on today. I was running a workshop a couple of weeks ago, and I turned up and I forgot my brushes and tools. Bit of a rookie error. And I thought, what will I do? I can't borrow some off somebody. So I thought, well, I'll just use my hands and whatever else I've got. And I had some kitchen roll, and I ran outside and I got some grass, and it was so much fun. It was just great. It was so freeing, and everybody enjoyed it. And I just think it's a great exercise to, if you're feeling really stiff with your paintings and they're not loose and you're getting annoyed and you're all those things that you feel sometimes, just do this because it was magical. I loved it. So I'm going to carry on my walk. I've lost Beans completely now. He's just disappeared. And I'll get back and record that video for you. Bye for now. Beans! Beans! Here he comes. Oh. I want a biscuit. You do, don't you? There you go. Let's go, Beans. So in this video, I'm going to be using my hands mostly. Here they are. I will use other bits and pieces, but this is following on from the workshop that I was running, where I forgot all my paintbrushes and my tools. But it was a really, really interesting experience. So I'm going to get started the way I did then, and that was to get some kitchen towel, damp it a little bit, not too damp though, otherwise I'll be swimming in water. I've got some, what do you call this again? Watercolour paper, that's what you call it, watercolour paper, which I like using for things like this. And I've got some tape round here. I've got a great tip from, I'm so sorry I can't remember your name, but she wrote me this really lovely message this morning, and I will pop her name in the comments, thanking me for the videos and introducing her to acrylics and how versatile they are, because they are really versatile. A lot of people poo-poo them because I don't know why they've got a bad rap. They do dry quickly and they do dry flat, but I have ways of making your work look just like an oil painting. I swear, when I've been at exhibitions and people have asked me, well, is this an oil or an acrylic? I say to them, what do you think? And they say, I don't know. so I don't know. I think the fact that they dry quickly means that you can do so much with them, which is great fun. I love oils, don't get me wrong, and I love watercolours, but right now I'm loving the acrylic vibe. So, without much ado, I'm going to start mixing some paint. Now, obviously I'm mixing it with this, so it's quite difficult to gauge how much of anything you're using. So I'm going to be really quite rough, because I've got to be. Now, that was the other thing I realised, is that kitchen towel disintegrates really quickly. Just saying. So I'm going to get some of my fingers now and mix up some grey. So and again, the thing is to work quickly and not sort of fuss about it really. This helps obviously if you know what you're doing when you're mixing colour, but you'll get better at that with practice. The best tip I can give you is practice, practice, practice. Practicing painting for half an hour every couple of days is more useful than 2 hours every 2 weeks or something, because or all day. Some people do, you know, I'm going to paint all day today. And I don't know about you, but for me, I get a bit tired of painting constantly. So, yeah, so practice. As I say, if you can set up a little area, it doesn't have to be a big space, then you will get better so much faster and have fun. And if you don't spend too long, then you don't kind of get really anxious about, is this working or isn't this working? Okay, so I've only got brown here, which I really ought to have a different colour going on here, but let's just start with, so as I said, it's a landscape. I'm feeling a little less brave than I was at my workshop already, I have to say, because I don't really. This is a lovely colour. I just mixed some yellow in with it without even thinking. It's called Smalt Blue. I haven't used it for a while. It sort of disappeared off my radar a bit, but it's kind of really lovely mauvey blue, which I quite like. So let's put some of that on. It's a bit old, this, so it's not. It's quite a thick. It's quite transparent, so it works in mysterious ways. There we go. Right. I'm getting a lovely, lovely olive green there. That's the, what's that? That's lemon yellow and raw umber. And as some of you know, I'm rather a fan of raw umber. People often say, oh gosh, my colours go all muddy and brown. How do I stop that from happening? Well, in all honesty, a little bit of brown is quite useful. Right, oh, I like those lines. And that's just from stuff on my fingers, really, isn't it? So clean off my fingers a bit. I think it's a good idea to use gloves. I haven't got gloves, they're downstairs, and I have been up and downstairs so many times that I just can't be bothered to go down again, so I'm not going to. Now, something else that I want to do, and this is slightly cheating because I'd like to use pastels. These are chalk pastels, just to add a bit of variation, really. So I'm just going to draw in very roughly, and I'll do this, mix it up. You will have to seal this with one of those sprays. So this is very, very rough, as you can see, and it's just really enjoyable. It's enjoyable not, you know, having brushes and all sorts of things going on. It's just you know, it's just quite a nice thing to do. You may not make a masterpiece, but you'll have fun, and I think half the battle with painting is just enjoying it, you know. So that's smalt with a little bit of brown. I don't think I've ever mixed those two colours together before. And I rather like what I'm seeing. It's a very sort of, what is it? It's a sort of lovely sort of grey colour that we've got going on here. Now, that's mixed in a bit with the yellow. And that's the thing with this, is that you can do that. You can just mix stuff together. I haven't used this one at all, have I? What was I using? I was using lemon yellow, wasn't I? I think I was. Let's use this one. And some ultramarine. Okay, I didn't tell you what I've got on my palette. A bit late. Ultramarine blue, smalt blue, titanium white, lemon yellow, raw umber and cadmium yellow, and that's it. So let's mix those together. That's made a very dark green, which I'm not really feeling right now. So let's add some brown. See what happens if we put in, that's a bit too pale really, isn't it? Let's just mix that and see what happens. Something like that. blob of something or other there. Now what I haven't got is, with this, is a sort of some vertical lines, and I did that with some grasses at the workshop, which I haven't got on me. So let me think, what have I got that I could use? That would come from outside. I have got a little selection, I think it's out, of sticks. So I'm just going to run my stick through this and see what happens. So, oh, I've just scraped off loads of paint. Oh, don't want to do that, do I? Oh, the paint's coming off, that's a bit annoying. Let's put that back in. So be careful of that. If your paint's half dry, don't be too rough. Okay, that was interesting. I better not do that again then. So that's rather stymied me because I can't get a. I want some more vertical things going on. Oh, what shall I do? What shall I use? If I hadn't got anything, what would I use? I'm going to use the end of a paint tube and see if that works. It's quite a warm day today. It's the first day of spring, and I have to say it's not disappointing because it's been sort of -4 at sort of first thing in the morning for a few weeks, and this morning it was +7 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's warm. You almost, well, didn't really need a coat. So I've got some, I wanted some verticals, and I've got some verticals. Also, this is taking the paint off the paper, so probably I ought to let it dry and then carry on. But yeah, I don't know. I think I might let it dry and carry on. So let's go for. I like this this colour, but I'm just going to add a different colour in there. So you get the effect of water on a spring day, actually. Although, funnily enough, this looks a little bit like snow, but maybe it could be mist. I quite like it, so I don't really want to change it. I'm going to mix a bit more of. That's quite brown. I don't want it to be too brown. I want it to be that colour. Let's put that in the distance. You know, I don't really want to do too much more. I'll use the end of this and see what happens. I like the purple in here. I might get a bit of orange actually, and just see if I can introduce some orange somewhere. Not much. Just a couple of bits. And if okay, I'm not going to do too much more. I might try and sort that out. Well, I have no idea if it's going to just mess up because it's just kind of. It's not quite dry. That's very blue, that, isn't it? It's not quite dry. It's just a little bit wet, and the paint's just lifting off the paper. But it is, I can feel it, it's quite tacky. Now I've got this strange mark here which I don't like, so I'm going to get rid of that with a tiny bit of grey and some white. bit more white, I think, just add a little bit of, so it's just the sort of little touches now. And, you know, in a few, we've sort of experimented. I'm not sure I like all these dots that are coming through of the paper. I could go back into this once it's dry and just play around with that and get rid of it. But I just love the spontaneity of it. I love the sort of looseness of it, the slightly abstracted feel. It could kind of be, I don't know, it could be in Scotland, I guess. Have you ever been to Scotland? I've been to Scotland a lot. My parents are Scottish. But yeah, so that's what you can do when you haven't got any tools. I'm going to just wash my hands and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to take that tape off. By the way, when I introduced the lovely woman at the beginning of this video, whose name I have forgotten, I think it could be Helen, but I'm not sure. One tip she gave me, which is a great tip, was to use artist's tape because it doesn't stick and rip off your paper. So I should be going out to the shops to get that, because this is sort of this low-tack decorator's tape, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. So yeah, that was a good tip. I'll be back in a minute. The other tip that somebody gave me was, I can see a great big blob of paint there. I'll just leave it. Is to use a hairdryer to make the tape warm, and then it comes off really easy apparently, so I'm going to try that. So stick your fingers in your ears for a minute. That is working, but it's also burning my fingers, so I'm probably holding it too close, but that has worked. Or maybe I'm just lucky at this time. I've just got to make sure I don't get any paint on my edge. And there we go. Simple technique and just fun to do. So give it a go and let me know how you get on in the comments. So if you like this video and you want to see more, do subscribe. Thanks to all the people who have subscribed. I love you all. I love the comments that I'm getting. It's really lovely to know that there is somebody on the other side of this camera who's actually interacting with me, because sometimes it can be a bit lonely here. But yeah, do enjoy this. It's fun, and painting should always be fun. It shouldn't be a trial or something that irritates you or you end up tearing your hair out. So bye for now.